Life rarely works out the way we plan it. You've got to learn to play the sorrow as well as the joy. You can't have one without the other.
I thought that it was so much fun. And then, of course, Ireland, it was such a love letter to the country. For you, kind of what was your experience like getting to spend time there?
Well, I love your description that this is kind of a love letter of a movie, because that's really what it is. Ireland is a character of its own in the film, and it wouldn't be the same movie without it. And I think the countryside and the people and the culture, it was more than just how it looked, it was how it felt that made it such a magical experience. And I think as much as Finley was changed for the better by the end of the film, I think we were all changed for the better by the end of the film.
So talk to me about Finley, your character. She goes on this life-changing, kind of semester abroad trip. She's fantastic violinist. So talk to me a little bit about the character.
Finley is this really interesting character, has so many layers and so many dimensions, but she starts off as this very stiff and closed off character that takes herself a little too seriously and isn't quite sure what she wants out of life. She thinks she knows, but she's not really sure. And it takes Beckett, this gorgeous heartthrob of a man who is so much fun and so exciting, to kind of enter her life and take her along on this adventure that teaches her to open up and to step into who she really believes she is, and to have faith and have enough confidence to do so.
Life doesn't always work out the way that we hope or intend, but that doesn't mean that it makes it any less perfect. So maybe talk a little bit about that theme.
Yeah, something that's so important in the film is that it's the valleys that make the mountains, and it takes the lows to really appreciate the highs. And that's what Finley kind of has to discover, is that yes, she has had a lot of lows in her life, but that's what makes her appreciate the highs so much more. That's what should make all of us appreciate the highs so much more. The lows teach us so much, without Finley failing her audition, which she felt like was this cavern of a low. Without that, she never would have met Mrs. Sweeney. She never would have met Beckett. She never would have gone on this incredible adventure where she learned to play the fiddle from an Irish busker named Seamus. So it really took the losses and it took the valleys and the lows for her to kind of be able to reach that, and for her to be able to experience what ultimately ends up making her journey.
I feel like some of the most powerful scenes are you with Vanessa Redgrave's character. Talk to me a little bit about what it was like playing opposite her, and then just, those really strong themes of anger and forgiveness and extending kindness.
I was so honored to just be in the same room as Vanessa, let alone be acting with her. And she was just a dream to work with. But it is her character that I really love the most in the film, because Finley learns so much from her. And I think the audience can learn so much from her, because we do deal with a lot of revenge, a lot of guilt, a lot of sadness, like you were saying, and that longing. So I think I think it's so important to kind of learn from those mistakes that Mrs. Sweeney made. And, we have such a short amount of time to really delve into all of these emotions and everything that Mrs. Sweeney is going through. But Vanessa really brought that character to life on screen. She was one of the most powerful characters in the book. And Vanessa, of course, did not disappoint. And she truly brought Mrs. Sweeney to life and played all of that, all of the sorrow, all of the guilt, all of the regret, all of the anger, and really, really made the movie and made the character.